Hey guys, it's me, Indiana Jones, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, you know what I say. Well, if it's your first time here, you don't know what I say. But if you did come here before, you'd hear that I'd say, if you're new, please leave me a comment below and let me get to know you. But if you're a returning friend, then you know, leave me a comment as well. I'd like to say, hey, how you doing? What's up? What's going on? What are you doing today? So what am I doing today is a Farmhouse collaboration that is hosted by Sonja of Domestic Diva DIY. Please check out her channel. And this is a bit of an Easter hop. So there are other channels that we're going to hop from one, we're just gonna hop from one to the next, to the next, to the next. So hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy the ideas that I come up with, and hope you enjoy the rest of the collaboration. So let's get it going. Let's go. So I am using these grill pans from Dollar Tree. There's 2 in a pack, and they're perfect because they're holy. Yes, I need the ones with the little holes. I would suggest also that you use gloves while you're cutting these. If not, it will scratch and hurt you. And you'll see that I do end up creating like a seam for the little vase that I'm going to make out of this. You'll see in just a moment. So you know me, I love repurposing stuff. So this is a sign. It's a Christmas sign, obviously, and I'm going to use the back of it and just create my new little plaque for spring. I have a bunch of these that I don't use anymore, so why continue buying? Let's repurpose and recycle. So I'm using that paint that I usually get at Home Depot. That's only like $1.50, and it's the perfect color for this backdrop. But I'm gonna make it look like wood grain in just a moment. So here I am just using some black paint, dragging a small brush across because I am making wood panels, because what's Farmhouse without wood? I mean, come on people. We gotta have some wood in there. So that's what I'm making it look like, wood panels, and I'm gonna be weathering it down. Now, you must ask yourself, hey, what does Indiana Jones do while she's crafting? I mean, is she just crafting? And maybe you don't ask yourself at all, but I'm just gonna ignore that and go ahead and tell you what I do. I actually like to watch movies and TV series. Now, while I was crafting this, I was watching UFO spacecrafts. That's right, I was watching Project Blue Book. So let's take a little look and see what Project Blue Book is all about.
We have a situation in West Virginia. Family reported seeing something falling from the sky.
As God is my witness, it was not of this world.
So I had to cut the sound off of this trailer because obviously they have music and I don't want to get hit by any kind of copyright infringement. Basically, the story goes that this Professor Hynek was hired, he was an astrophysicist, to debunk UFO sightings during this time. Now, what's really cool is that he was one of the top advisors to Steven Spielberg as he created the story and the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So I thought it was a fabulous series. And if you loved X-Files, this is very similar to X-Files, but taking place in the 50s. Okay, now let's get back to my craft. Okay, so now I'm taking that aluminum tin, I guess, baking sheet and trying to make it into a flower holder. It's going to be like a vase, but I'm going to make it look like it's like galvanized steel. So again, very carefully using gloves. Do not do this without gloves. You will hurt yourself. I guarantee it. You will cut yourself. You will hurt yourself. Children, do not do this at home. But it really does, look at it. It gives such a cool effect, especially against that faux white wood. So I'm doing something off camera and I don't know why I didn't move. Okay, so I am just making a cone and gluing it down, basically. That's all I'm doing here. So I hope you guys check out that series. And yes, that is Aidan Gillian. If you recognize him, you should, if you watched Game of Thrones. He was Littlefinger. And there was something very suave, but like sneaky and slimy about him at the same time. I find him very attractive. I think he's a cool looking guy. Just because he's Irish and stuff, I just think he's a cool looking guy. Anyway, he was a great actor in this series. What is with British and Irish people being able to play Americans so well and do their accents? I don't know, it drives me nuts. Okay, now I'm going to take that cone and I'm going to place it on my little sign. And of course, size it up correctly. And just cut it down. That's all I'm going to do here. All right, now I had cut it down. And what I did is I used the edge of that platter or that baking sheet, and I am going to actually add it to the vase so that it doesn't have that exposed raw edge. Now you can flip it over and turn it over however you want to do it, but I just thought this was such an easy way, and it just looks, you know, more finished, more complete. And not only that, for safety measures as well. If you put in flowers, you're not going to cut yourself or hurt yourself. And just glue it in, and that's pretty much it. And it looks really nice. Now, this is where I age it or I make it look rusty. I have to tell you though, Teresa of Our Green Acres received a shout out from Olivia of Olivia's Romantic Home about her technique to make rust. And I had forgotten it. I had watched her do it. I did it with paint. And what she usually does is she uses cinnamon. So she uses Mod Podge and a little bit of cinnamon, and it gives it a gritty feel as well, obviously because of the cinnamon, which I think is brilliant. I used paint and I got the effect that I wanted, just to make it look aged and weathered and a little rusty. I think that's fine. You can use paint, you can use cinnamon, whatever you like, but this is what I did to make it look more farmhousey. Now this next step for me is what put it over the top for me. I made it look like, I don't know, corset ribboning. It made it look a little more shabby chic somehow. And I love this color green with, you know, the purple flowers that I put in later. It's just a great combination. But I literally corseted this vase. That's why this vase, whatever you want to call it, flower holder. That's why it's important that you get the holes if you want to look like mine. You can use plain, but it's just with the holes and making this corseted, laced up, I don't know, look. It looks really nice. You'll see at the end. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, again, be careful with your hands. Once you have that edge wrapped with that the finished edge, it's not as dangerous or painful. So just make sure you take the precautions you must. Look at this, how cute. I'm dying. I'm watching it again and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I love it. It's so corseted. But imagine you can corset it with whatever color ribbon you want. You can make it pink or blue, whatever matches your decor. I picked green because I figured it's very neutral, very springy, and at the same time I can change out the flowers. Now for this example, I am using purple peonies because I like purple peonies, and I really haven't used many peonies, but you can use sunflowers, you can use any flowers you like. And there we go. So continuing with our farmhouse theme, what else more farmhouse than a windmill? Yes, I wanted to have a windmill. So I'm using these tomato cages that I got from Dollar Store, and I tried for another project and it failed. I didn't throw it out because I knew I could use it for something else. So I'm making it look like a teepee kind of thing. I put all the circles at the bottom, and I know they're not the same size, but that's okay, it all worked out. And then I used wired twine to hold everything together. And then I'm going to take this outside. Well, first I'm going to glue it down, and then I'm going to take it outside and paint it silver so it matches my windmill, which you'll see in just a moment. There we go. I'm going to paint it silver. There's the windmill. I actually got that at Hobby Lobby, I believe, after Christmas for either 80 or 90% off. It was ridiculous. It was something like $2, which was wonderful. And again, I'm going to rust it up to make it look like the original. And Again, if you want to, you can use cinnamon. I think it's a wonderful idea, and that was from Teresa of Our Green Acres, and we'll be collaborating very soon. So I'm just going to rust this up a little and make it match the top of the windmill. Now, using some wire that I bought at the Dollar Tree, I'm just going to attach that little windmill to my windmill post. What is that called? I don't know what it's called. Windmill stand? Yeah, that's it. So yes, after I finish painting it again, I am just going to glue it in place for my display in my kitchen. I think it's perfect. So for my last farmhouse craft, I'm actually using the mesh, the metal mesh from air conditioning filters. Yes, you heard me right. I took out the old air conditioning filter and I used the mesh from that filter to create like a chicken wire. It's like chicken wire. It's a little softer than chicken wire, softer or easier to work with, malleable, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And it looks just like chicken wire, folks. So that is what I'm using to cover this little wire basket that I got at the Dollar Tree. And I'm also going to use one of those grapevine wreaths. I just noticed it was the same size as the basket, which I thought was perfect. So here I am, I'm just flattening out that wire. It's tough to get off of the filter, but my goodness, I mean, it's free and you're gonna throw it out anyway. You might as well rip them off of your filters. I do that every so often just to have this free faux chicken wire. And again, very easy to work with, very easy to cut because it's much thinner. Now I'm attaching the grapevine wreath with some wire that I also got at Dollar Tree and just going around and around and just securing that. I just liked it. It looked to me more rustic. I was thinking of painting it white, but I left it with a woody color. But you could paint it white. I think white would look lovely. And then if you wanted to, you could add handles. It would be a perfect Easter basket for spring. And here we go. Here's our little like close up and flyover. So there's a little basket. There's a wallflower hanging item with the corseted vase. And of course, our cute little windmill. And I think it all fits in very well together. So what do you think? I have to say this was my favorite today. I mean, it's so cute. But can you imagine if you paint this white and put like a red ribbon? Or even better, paint it white, use one of those blue and white napkins in the background and then blue ribbon and some beautiful white. Oh, that would look so pretty. You get the idea. Put your spin on it and make it your own. And I'm going to try to put, oh, look at that. I put it on without looking. That's impressive. One of my skills checked off. Anyway, thanks again for joining me today. Hope this inspires you, and I hope you check out the rest of the ladies in this collaboration. As I always like to say, oh, and I want to thank Sonja of Domestic Diva DIY for inviting me to be part of this challenge. As I always like to say, stay safe, be kind, God bless you, and remember to live the adventure, folks. Bye, see you soon. DIYs, thrift flips, store hauls, live crafting, decor, and more. It's all here at Indiana Jones. Try it out.